السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. All praises be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the abundance of salutations to our beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You are tuned into the BU4U show with me, Mehreen, coming to you live from Petermaritzburg on 105.6 FM. And if you're in Durban, you're listening to us on 90.4 FM. Wherever you are in the world, if you're live streaming, we say a huge warm welcome to you all. Yes, we're in the beautiful Petermaritzburg with the crisp, beautiful weather this morning, and we're always glad to be with you on our airwaves. This show is exactly what it's called. It's about you. It's for you. And it's to make the best of you, inshallah, and myself as well, for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before we go any further, let me say a huge thank you to my brother Asif, our tech in the studio in Petermaritzburg, and of course our technician there in Durban as well, Brother Spoo. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. Alhamdulillah, we are so blessed to have them. In today's program, we're going to be looking at some concepts which are key to you, myself, and everybody else out there. Of course, learn how to be the best version of you. Because, like emotional intelligence, like mindfulness, all of these things are big, but all of these small things make you a bigger person. Let's start off with a few simple questions, for example. If you want to know more about emotional intelligence, if you want to know about being mindful, ask yourself some things. And that's what I'm going to start with for today. It's Saturday morning. We don't want to go too deep. We don't want to make you think too much, but we want to actually make it more reflective because, hey, it's about you. It is your Saturday morning. It's kind of your break time. No matter what you're doing, as long as you're keeping it locked onto us, we are very grateful to have you. But remember, through this time, it is your relaxed time. It is your time. And as you're going about this, let's pick up a few questions, reflective questions for you, about you. How do you, for example, handle criticism? If something has to be happening to you, how are you handling that when somebody criticizes you? Does it affect you badly? Do you take everything personally? Or, for example, think about when you get angry. What triggers you? What makes you angry? What actually gets you to get to a point where you feel like, okay, now I'm done? And what do you do when that happens? Things that you can think about for yourself. Another thing you can think about is what is it that inspires you all the time? What gets you going? What motivates you? What helps you to bring yourself back? For example, if I'm angry, what do I do? How do I recover? How do I bring myself back to things? And if I had to ask you another thing, do you know your strengths and weaknesses? How would you describe them? Do you even know that you have them? Which is key for us, especially because we need to learn things about how, for example, do we show compassion? Are we empathetic people? Are you an empathetic person? And the other thing that I want to ask you as a reflective question right now. Many times we plan things, we want things done, we would like to have specific things to be done for ourselves. And sometimes it doesn't really go according to plan. Just shaking his head. Yeah, it doesn't. And then we think like, oh my gosh, did I just fail at this? But it's not really a failure. But how do you as a person recover from that failure? Are you open to other perspectives to learn new things? What will motivate you to actually get back to that? Now, all of these questions are reflective. They might sound like they're deep, but they're actually things we should be thinking about ourselves all the time. We need to reflect on these things. Why? Because we are worthy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to be more than worthy of who we need to be. So think about it. How intelligent are you right now about your emotions? Do you even know what they are, what triggers them? How mindful are you about you as a being, your thoughts, your feelings? What triggers your emotion and what triggers your reaction to that emotion? And I'm going to now say, as you think about all this, we're going to take a quick nasheed break and I'm going to be back to talk more about these important concepts. Maybe try and help answer some of those questions too, because remember, yes, it is a Saturday morning. Yes, we are joined here live in Petermaritzburg. And you know what? Again, it's a show that's about you for you. And what better way to start our day today by giving some salawat on Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So let's take a listen to a nasheed, Salam Alaik. Enjoy. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the BU for You show here with me, Mehreen, live from Peter Maritzburg Studios on 105.6 FM. And of course, if you are in the Durban areas or surrounds, you are listening to us on 90.4 FM as well. Before the break, I posed a few very reflective questions to you about you, exactly what the show is about. Let's tap into this concept, of course, of mindfulness, right? What is this? What is this mindfulness that I keep talking about? It's this way of actually paying attention to your present moment. Like right now, you're listening to me, probably doing something while you're listening to me. Are you mindful, though, about how you're doing it? Are you mindful about your feelings as you're doing what you're doing? Are you mindful about you in your everyday present moments? Another thing is, when you want to become more mindful, I ask you, when we do our dhikr, when you do your zikrullah, are you mindful about the dhikr that you are doing? When you're performing your salah, are you mindful about being in that moment with your creator? SubhanAllah, we need to do this. Are you even mindful about the fact that you have this gift of breathing right now? Because when you are mindful, it helps you to actually become very aware of you, your thoughts, your feelings, what are your triggers, what exactly is making you feel overwhelmed if you are feeling that way. And when that happens and you are mindful, you are then able to manage yourself better. And guess what? When I'm able to manage myself better, I can manage my space better. I can manage people around me better. I can manage my reactions to people better. And why will being mindful actually help me? Because mindfulness is almost like this tool that you need for your well being, your holistic well being. Your mental health is so cool, so crucial. And when I say that, I'm saying that very, very bluntly because people take it to be very mild. Everything is about your physical health, it's about going to the gym, it's about sorting yourself out. Mental health, yeah, okay, we'll give it. It's a by the way. It's not your by the way, it is your be all because everything about you comes from there. And if you are not mindful about you, then how are you going to have your sense of emotional health? If you are not mindful about you, how are you going to have the sense of I am well, my well being? So we all have times, for example, when you feel down, when you are stressed, or when you're frightened about something, or you're scared. And most of the times, when these feelings happen or you have these emotions, they actually pass. They seem to pass. But there are times when your fear or whatever stress you are feeling actually overwhelms you. And it develops to a point of where you feel like you're having this serious breakdown or you have a serious problem. And that can happen to any one of us at any given time. If you are not mindful about what is happening to you, then how are you going to learn to take control of you? How are you going to learn to get whatever help you need to get through that moment? Because it is that important for you to maintain your levels of mental health. And when we're talking about mental health, I'm talking about you finding your fullest potential, growing your best version of you to be that best potential. How am I coping with my life right now? If you're asking yourself that and you're feeling like, well, it's not going very well, be mindful then of the fact that what am I grateful for in this moment of not going so well? Because even in your worst space, even in the worst space that you are in, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is still with you. If you are feeling like I am alone, you are not alone. You are really not alone. Firstly, you have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And with that alone, that is a mighty power to have. So that alone is part of your coping skill, is to understand and be mindful of you in your present moment, in how you're feeling and finding your solace. When you do this, you will be able to play a fuller part in your life, in your fuller part in your family space, in your workplace. You give off even more if you're in a community-based space and even there, because everything about anything to do with your mind is to do with your health and your well-being. And we all know we want that positive effect in who I am holistically. We want that positive effect in our mind. We want our brains to function to a max. We want our bodies to be healed and well. We want our behavior to be good. But guess what? When I am mindful about me, I am also able to be mindful about the next person. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants for us in our community, in our ummah, for us to be one, for us to be the brothers and sisters we need to be unto each other, not to tear each other down, but to rather build each other up. And the more I build myself up to learn about me, the more I'm able to then build up and help those around me as well. And talking about mental health, we know this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. So why not tap into yourself now? And don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for later today. Right this moment. We started off by giving you reflective questions. Use these. Ask yourself these because we have to keep ourselves in check holistically. Do not depend on someone else to take care of your holistic well being. You have that power within you to do it. It is you, it is the responsibility of you to be accountable for you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you the gift of you. So why do you want to transgress on the gift He has given you? With that, I'm going to say we need to be intelligent about our emotions. We need to be mindful about who we are. We need to find the joys in our everyday because right now there's so much to be joyful for. Yes, we encounter so many difficulties. Those difficulties are actually the smaller tests Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you because He already knows that you will be able to get through it. He already knows that you have succeeded through it. You now have to pull yourself together to show Him, yes, I am worthy. I am yours. You have given me this, therefore I will get through it. And get through it with joy. Say subhanAllah even for that, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is still there. And now talking about joy, I'm going to say, let us listen to a nasheed about joy. And it says, oh joy, oh joy. That's why we're saying it, because it says, Ya Hanana, Ya Hanana. Enjoy this nasheed. We'll be back after this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the BU4U show with me, Mehreen, live from Peter Maritzburg Studios on 105.6 FM. And of course, we are on 90.4 FM in your Durban and surrounds. Of course, we're also saying a huge welcome to you wherever you are in the world if you are live streaming to us as well. Really, really awesome to have you with us today. Beautiful morning, beautiful show, beautiful audience, amazing text, lovely team. Really, really good spirit. Very good for your mental health too, I must say. And you know what? Yes, mental health is key. Being mindful is key. We spoke about that before the break. Being intelligent about your emotions is also key. And this concept of emotional intelligence is so huge. And today we're starting it off, yes, because there are so many factors to it that inshallah, as the programs keep developing, we will keep continuing so that we enlighten and we grow each other as we go through this. But just to introduce the topic just a little bit, right? It's big words: emotional intelligence, being intelligent about your emotions. But what exactly is it? It's about you being in touch with yourself. It is about you managing your emotions while you also learn how to understand emotions and reactions of other people too. Now, very briefly, the elements for emotional intelligence are all about you being aware of yourself, which is why I spoke about the mindfulness first, right? So, self awareness is a very key factor for emotional intelligence. Of course, then through that, you will learn how to regulate yourself in different instances, and then you learn how to motivate yourself to get out of difficult spaces by also learning the art and the skill of being empathetic. Because empathy is also huge in terms of you building yourself and your character. Social skills, crucial for us because everything we do about anything is about networking in our social aspects. And people we know that have a high level of emotional intelligence actually can identify how they're feeling in that moment, what that feeling is actually meaning, how that emotion is going to impact their behavior, and of course, in turn, people's behavior to them. Now, when we understand this, then we will want to learn more because managing those emotions of yours would also help you to manage yourself in a situation where you are with other people. And then you learn how to manage that space as well. Because remember, I cannot control how someone else is feeling. I cannot control how somebody else is being. I can't control how they behave. I can't control who's saying what. I can't control who's saying what about me, who thinks what about me. That's just the way it is. But I can control my reactions to those people. I can control my reactions to what is being said about me. It can be the worst thing that people are saying about you. It can be the most horrible thing people are saying or doing. But your reaction is in your power. Your power sits there. So take back control of your power and identify your emotion in your state. What exactly is going to contribute to your behavior in your reaction? And then create a better understanding of where would that person be coming from. Because remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to always live in peace. Not just in peace with our brothers and sisters, but literally in peace with ourselves. And when we manifest all these negatives around us, which are beyond our control, what happens to us? Can you actually become intelligent about your emotions, where you can learn the skill that nothing and nobody controls my power over myself? I am for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and foremost. And when I know this, I know the power is within me and how I identify and manage my emotions, how I react to the emotions of others. How do I speak to other people for them to perceive me correctly so that the emotions between us are never going to be that horrible, that uncomfortable? Understanding your emotions helps you to shape yourself, helps you to shape your thoughts. You shape your emotions and your reactions to them. Because remember, we need to learn these skills of how do I manage me. Most of the time, we focus so much on outside, people that are outside of us. Who's saying what? Who's thinking what? Who's going to do what? What are they doing? What would they say? Really? Is that what controls you? Or do you control you? Do you live for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first or what humankind is thinking and saying? When that becomes your ulterior, then you know I need to manage myself effectively. First for myself. Why? Because when I do it for myself, then it's for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when that happens, it is going to be the right. I want to live in the right. Becoming more emotionally conscious is going to allow us to grow and have this deeper understanding of who we are. And when we know ourselves better, then we communicate better. Then we know how to build stronger relationships with people. We know how to learn to develop that level of empathy that's going to be critical. For example, if you're having at your workspace and you need to have a team that works together, you need to learn to have this level of empathy towards the people that work with you. And that kind of leadership, where you allow yourself to be empathetic to those around you, where you become one with your team, that allows for better productivity. That allows for them to realize, wait, this person is actually with me, for me, and it's about me. Again, it goes about being you for you. You have to take control of that. So, on an individual level, you as you are right now, what would be some of the steps that you have to take in order to let go of the controls others would have on you? Control of you first. Recognize how you feel. Recognize what your triggers are. What is going to help you in how to move yourself to be productive for you. And you can. You can. There is nothing out there that you cannot do if you want to accomplish and be the best version of you. You have that power within you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us this gift of life. You have that onus on you then now to know I am worthy of this gift of life because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created me. So who am I to not want to be the best of me? I need to be the best of me. That means I need to know more about me. I need to learn more about me. Just as how you will put effort into learning a subject, or you will go and you learn to get this degree or certificate. You need to be able to implement what you have done in your life first. I firmly believe that because if you are leading by example, then it becomes a lot easier. But it's all about you. So, for example, if things are going wrong or if things are happening around you, it doesn't have to be wrong, but if things are happening around you, try to slow down your reaction to them. Figure out first what exactly am I feeling towards this. So, for example, if you start to feel angry about something, the next time you do have to feel angry, try and sit with the anger before you start to lash out, before you say something. Think about it first. Why are you even angry? And let me tell you, most often you would realize, whoa, I'm actually angry at a circumstance. I'm actually not angry. I'm angry at something that's not to do with me anyway. I'm angry at what somebody is saying, but your reaction cannot be negative. Think about why am I angry? What did they do to upset me? What do you think is the emotion underneath that behavior? Is my reaction going to be something that's going to be beneficial to me first? What would Allah want of that? And yeah, you might tell me that, you know what, it's complicated. When I'm going through this feeling, how do I have to go and think about all these things? It's practice, but you have to. And you know what? Once you learn to practice it, it becomes innate. It becomes part of your nature to have to take a two-step back before you react. It actually saves you so much because it builds you. You need to build your strength. You need to learn what are my weaknesses. And you know what? Every one of us have them. None of us are perfect. If you are sitting out there right now, know that none of us are perfect. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only judge, and all of us have weaknesses. It is up to us to decide how to develop that weakness to become better as a person. First, of course, for Allah. So put in that effort. Put in the effort to understand what people will think. And you know what? It's not just about what they say. Sometimes it's what they're not saying. Sometimes it's what people don't say that matters. And if you ask someone, for example, to help you on a project, look at their body language. Look at what they're saying and how they're saying it. Are they saying yes purely because it's part of what they have to do on a checklist? Do they feel hesitant? Are you watching their emotions? Are you watching their body language? Maybe they're just saying yes for the sake of it. But are they feeling this level of resistance when they're saying it to you? Recognize these things about people. And you learn that skill by recognizing these things in yourself. Because when you want to learn more about people, the art is to learn about yourself first. When I learn about me, I'm able to give off better. When I better myself, it's going to be even better with people around me. So when we talk empowerment, for example, we don't talk empowerment because we want people to become dictatorial. You will not dictate to other people simply because you are an empowered being. No. You are empowered because you are empowered from within for yourself, because you took control of you. You are able to learn these different skills. Being empowered doesn't mean I have power over other people. Being empowered means I have power over myself to take control of me in every given situation. So this topic of emotional intelligence is part of that, you becoming empowered. That's the whole idea. And what better way to be empowered than to know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with you? He has given you this life. He has given you the breath you are taking. He has given you everything that you have right now. Yes, even the difficulty if you are facing one. And through knowing that He is with you, you will definitely get through. What better way to stand and go on for a nasheed break now, where we're going to say, Glory be to Allah, subhanallah. We need to always give glory to Allah because Allah in His mercy will always see us through. Bit of a serious topic we're in before we're going for this nasheed, but it's important. It's important for us to reflect and know. And I hope you're enjoying it being with us. Stay tuned and let's enjoy. Glory be to Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the BU4U show with me, Mehreen, live from Peter Maritzburg Studios, 105.6 FM. And of course, if you're in the Durban area or surrounds, you're listening to us on 90.4 FM. We're also welcoming people who are watching us live on Facebook. And of course, if you're everywhere in the world, we say Jazakallah khair for being with us as well. Today, we're talking about emotions. We're talking about being intelligent about your emotions. We're talking about you being mindful. Yeah, so some serious stuff, but it's good for a Saturday morning because what better way to start by doing it on a weekend, trying to reflect, trying to being better. There's just one thing I'm going to say right now, right? When we want to be intelligent about these emotions, when we want to be mindful about who we are, there's one thing that we all need to understand is no two people are the same. And sometimes people mess up. All of us mess up at some point or the other. But the whole idea is for you to learn from that. What is my lesson from it? How do I pick up from there? How do I get better? If it's something that you've done that's really bad and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is upset with you, then you know what? Also remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most merciful, the most forgiving. So forgive yourself, pick yourself up, and through your istighfar, try to find a way. But the thing I'm trying to point across to everyone out there, including myself, we always try to fit everyone that we meet, everybody that is around us, into what we see, what we would like them to be molded into. And anyone who doesn't fit that mold suddenly gets judged. Somebody who doesn't fit your mold, suddenly you don't like them. Somebody who doesn't fit your mold, you decide, you know what, let's ignore them. And then you entice other people to do the same. Why do we do this? It is a major cause of emotional turmoil, even for you as the person who's doing the judging, because you constantly have to be aware of how to judge people. Why not allow people to accept people as people? People who are their individuals with their own individuality, with their own personality, with their own characteristics. No one is going to be the same. And as such, sometimes we want people to change according to us. We think that they have to behave in a certain way that we want them to behave in. And this kind of irrational desire that we sometimes have of people doesn't fulfill us. And when it doesn't, then guess what it does? It makes you unhappy. It makes you angry. It makes you upset. It sometimes even creates jealousy and envy within you for the next person. And you actually don't even understand why. And yet it's actually you who has done that because you created this expectation which was never met. So each person, including myself and you, comes with our flaws. Every one of us comes with a flaw, with an insecurity, with something that makes us vulnerable. And each of them come with their various levels as well. And that is the beauty of us as an ummah, because it makes us all rich in who we are as people. It makes us interesting to learn more. So ask yourself, would this world right now be interesting if every single person was exactly like you? If every single person around us was exactly like we are, because even those people that bring us a level of discomfort, we need them. So make dua for them because they teach us something about who we are too. People simply exist as who they are and the way they are. Instead of judging people and trying to fit people into a mold or a box where you think is best for them, try to rather observe them. Try to rather understand them. And part of being intelligent about your emotions and being mindful, being an intelligent person about yourself, allows for you to create that level of understanding to build a brotherhood, to build a sisterhood, to build our ummah. And as you do this, you will discover that you actually have more in common with these people that you are judging than you realize. And it's going to help you to understand them and yourself on a very deeper level, which creates for a better communication, a better network, whatever it may be. But remember, every one of us has a level of imperfection. And that is the art of who we are as humanity. This is where we have to learn to develop a sense of calmness inside us, because that is how we will slowly stop resisting the difficulties others will be facing and we won't judge. No person out there should be made to feel that they are lesser than you. There is nobody out there who is that high or better than the next. We are one ummah. Remembering this allows us to live with humility. We stay humble. We need each other in our different ways, in our different forms. We need this. We need humanity. We need each other. And that is why we need to find that balance between how we think and what our emotions are. You can't discard the emotions. You can't take away the emotions from your life completely, but you can learn how do I become intelligent about them. So I take control of the emotion. I take control of what's happening around me. Those things don't take control of me. I'm in control of knowing, am I making somebody feel inferior? Because then I know I got to change this about me. What am I doing to make the next person feel lesser? I need to change that about me. We do not work like this. We do not wish to be like this. We need to build each other up. So we spoke today about being mindful. We spoke about being aware of your emotional state, about how important it is for you to be in control of yourself, because there is none better than you for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But He is watching us. He's all knowing, knows. And you know what's the most important part about Allah being all knowing? Is Allah knows your intention. So you may put up something somewhere for somebody to know something about you, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what was your intention behind putting that up there. Are you trying to make somebody else feel lesser because you've done that? It's up to you to think. It's up to you to want to know. Am I building somebody? Now, here's the thing. We have got to learn to become better people. And as such, we have to learn to be better for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first. His pleasure, of course, and that is when we learn how to be the best for those around us. I'm going to leave you now with a humble request for du'as, inshallah, for my beloved marhum father, marhum Farooq Mia. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant all marhumin Jannatul Firdaus, inshallah, ameen. Make dua for my beloved mother as well, and my gift of my daughter, the entire ummah, including and especially all of our brothers and sisters who are there in our war-torn areas in the world, inshallah. Allahumma ameen. Remember me too, as I will remember you as well. Jazakallah khair to Brother Asif, amazing tech, my little boss here in PMB, and of course our boss tech there in Durban. Spoo, thank you so much, my brother. We really ask for du'as for all of us, the Radio Al-ANSAAR family as well. Don't forget to keep it locked on this dial for many more amazing programs which are going to come up after this, inshallah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. Astawdi'ullah dinaka wa amanataka wa khamatima amalika. Ameen, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.